course, the camera's messing up. Of course, the camera's messing up. Let me try this. I think now it's maybe slightly working a little bit. But I feel like it's still glitchy. That's all right. We will persevere. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy, pal. Your pal. Wow, see, I'm rusty. It's your buddy, your pal, Hey Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. And I even say the thing. I didn't even check to make sure the sound's coming through. I think it is. Pretty sure. But as I say, every single Monday morning when we're live, it is a vibe. Feels good to be back. I feel like I didn't miss anything, right? I don't think I missed anything at all. But we have a lot to talk about. I don't know if we're going to cover all of it today. We'll try our best. So we may do some additional streams maybe this week, maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll find out. But of course, if you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. And like I said, it looked a little glitchy on my end. So let me know if it's glitchy for you. I can try to change it. Of course, Facebook and Twitch or Twitter were like, error, did not load, so we're not streaming there right now. Apparently now you need, according to the error message, wow, according to the error message, you need X Premium in order to stream on X. I feel like that wasn't the case last time, but all right, we'll see. Let me try clicking. Let's see. Am I still glitchy? Yeah, that's worse. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on with the camera. But whatever. I'll say hi to all of you, and then we'll keep the ball rolling. K-Walk Comedy in the house. First one in. Good to see you. Yes, Dr. Doom, Deadpool, Wolverine, lots to discuss. Yes. And you guys did a good job talking about it last night on Pop Culture Kids. So if you guys have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Of course. Josh in the house. Good to see you. Aaron Waller in the house. Yeah, who's this guy again? Man Collects, thank you very much. Yes, Pop Culture Kids. There you go. Keep having trouble streaming to IG. Yeah. So before I left, I'm going to pull this up on my phone so I can see if it's glitching this bad for you guys or if it's just me. Before I left, hang on. I was messing around with StreamYard? No. OBS. I downloaded OBS. I was messing around with it. And I'm thinking I might try the OBS. Ecamm's just not doing it for me. Because I keep getting all these errors and I'm like, is it Ecamm or is it everybody else? And every time I like fix something, it's like something else goes wrong. I don't know. So to be determined. But the IG issue, you do have to hit go live on Instagram for it to work, I know usually, but I don't know if there's a new error that's happening that I'm just not aware of. So yeah, looks like it's a tad glitchy. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's get the plugs out of the way and get the show on the road. Of course, the website, nerdaffiliated.com, your one-stop shop for all things nerd affiliated. Find links to all the latest shows, latest videos, all that fun stuff. I'm realizing it's not updated, so I think I'm going to have to mess around with the playlist on YouTube to make sure that's updated. But also you could find us on Instagram, Nerd Affiliated. You'll find more up-to-date news, clips, shorts, all that fun stuff. We're going to pretty much today be living on the Instagram, because that's the only way for me to like organize all the things that have happened in the last 2 weeks. And then, of course, if you're more into the Ghostbusters side of things, we have the Real Nerdbusters on Instagram. So give us a follow over there too. And yeah, good times for all. Good times for all. So, like I said, we're going to stay over here and get one more swig here. So good. Yeah. We're going to live over here. I'm just going to kind of scroll through stuff, talk about it, keep it moving. Or at least try. At least try. So I'll lead off with, I mean, I feel like these are the two biggest things of last weekend, but I'll go in order of when they were announced, came out. So Deadpool and Wolverine finally dropped after an absolute massive marketing push. We got the movie. The reviews were very mixed. I found them to be very mixed as I was reading some comments, looking at our friends over at IGN. I think they gave it a 7 or a 6. What did IGN give it? IGN tossed it a... Damn, a lot has happened. All these posts. I feel like they gave it a 7. Yeah. So I saw this and I was like, oh, okay, the movie's going to be good. It has to be good because IGN can't score for shit. But people were saying that it's a lot of fan service, not a lot of plot. And I would say that they're somewhat correct in that. The fan service was unbelievable. I won't spoil anything. So, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil it. However, I will say this. Apparently, the whole internet's spoiling the movie. You got people that are doing cameos in the movie, like Easter egg cameos in the movie, posting about it on Instagram, on X. News outlets are posting, oh, this person in the movie, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, what are you doing? The movie just dropped, and they're just, everybody's spoiling it. So I wish, I don't know. I don't know how to prevent that going forward outside of what I've been saying for the longest time, which is the age of the movie theater. It's coming to an end. Was it fun to see it in theaters? Sure. But everybody wants to be the first ones to post online anything. They want to be the first. And for that reason, people are posting spoilers because they want the clicks, including, like I said, news outlets. So the only way around that at this point is going to be things just streaming at home. Release it at home. People can watch it ASAP if they want to and not have to worry about things being spoiled online. But at the same time, as Marvel keeps rolling, will we have to worry about spoilers as much? Like, do we care as much? I'm not sure. But that takes us into the other big news coming out of Marvel this weekend, which is the return of Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. So, actually, I didn't even say this at the top. I apologize. San Diego Comic-Con was this weekend. So, for all of you, for future reference, if you're trying to do the YouTube thing, the content creator thing, I probably wouldn't do any major trips during SDCC, or else you're going to be behind or be on the beach taking screenshots, making captions, posts, screenshot, caption, posts while you're supposed to be on vacation. So I would plan ahead. Patrick in the house, good to see you. Yes, we back. So we have Robert Downey back in Hall H. They were doing the big Marvel presentation. They announced the Russo brothers are back. They did an exclusive teaser trailer. Actually, to me, it's a full trailer because it's online already. Well, not officially, but through TikTok. They did a full trailer for Fantastic Four. And then they had all these Doctor Doom show up. The Russo brothers announced that they're doing the next 2 Avenger movies. And then Doctor Doom rolls out, pulls his mask off. Pulls his mask off, and it is Robert Downey. Yeah. The fan was blowing like high powered on me, and I feel like that's was causing me to get stuffy. But yeah, Robert Downey comes out, crowd goes wild. And I feel like at Comic-Con, the crowds are going to go wild either way. No matter what happens, it's been proven that the crowds are always just like, yeah, it doesn't matter what the news is. It really doesn't. Hell, remember when Daisy Ridley came out? When they announced they're going to do another Star Wars movie with Rey? Crowd went wild. So I never put much stake in that. However, this ties into one of the issues that the boys and I had with Deadpool and Wolverine, which is, and this isn't a spoiler. Once again, I'm not going to spoil the movie. Here at the channel, we're going to try to abide by like the 1 week rule, or was it like 10 days? Get you through 2 weekends. We'll try. One of the issues we had with Deadpool and Wolverine is the movie doesn't seem to set up anything for the MCU going forward. And with this announcement, we're like, oh, okay, there is no plan. They're just winging it. Because they said we're getting 2 Avenger movies, right? And I believe Doctor Doom is tied to both. So we're getting Avengers Secret Wars and we're getting Doomsday. Those are the next 2 movies. Now, Doomsday is 2026. Secret Wars. Wait. Is Secret Wars going to be 2025? Let's see what Nerdist said. I didn't even realize we're in phase 5. I had no clue. Also, Doomsday's first. Okay, so Doomsday's first. That'll be 2026. But you can see it here. That now means Kang Dynasty is gone. So the whole Kang multiverse thing, it's over. It's over. Thank you. I don't know how to say your name. I'll say thank you. So the whole Kang, whatever the end of that, whatever movie that was, I don't even remember. Was it Ant-Man and the Wasp? Quantumania, maybe? Where Kang was going to be the big bad. That was set up at the end of Loki season 1. I feel like there was another thing where Kang was mentioned, but it's all for nothing. It's absolutely all for nothing. So I don't know. I don't know the plan. I don't know the plan, and I don't think they know the plan. I think they're, in a way, in crisis mode, but not in crisis mode of like, oh, we're going to go out of business. Crisis mode is in like, what are we doing? We have no plan. We're not consistent. We're not getting the views that we need. We're not getting the money that we need. What's the problem? So bring back the Russos. Bring back Robert Downey. That's their failsafe. And I think it's stupid. Now, we did get a great trailer out of Brave New World. Where was that? I think it was before I left or just when I left. Yeah, just when I left. So we got a new trailer for this. And, you know, I feel like keeping the ball rolling is the best course of action. You know, we don't have Captain America anymore. We don't have Iron Man anymore. Just, you have the characters that we've set up. Keep them going. Just keep them going. I feel like that's the best plan. But I feel like Marvel is going to go backwards or try to go backwards. I don't know how successful they will be. Now, going into this trailer that dropped, it looked great. The trailer looked great. I don't think anybody watched this trailer and felt, oh, this movie looks like trash. I don't think anybody felt that way. If you did, of course, let me know. Of course, every single time a espionage-looking Marvel trailer drops, it's the next Winter Soldier. Everybody says it. Oh my God, here it is, finally. Winter Soldier 2, the next coming of Winter Soldier. Like it's the same reaction every time. At this point, it's crying wolf. I don't care. The trailer looks great as a standalone. I have zero expectations going to the movie. Got to see it. Has to be good. Has to be good. The only reason I have a little bit of faith in this movie is Falcon and Winter Soldier as a show was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And I think the rest of the squad enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you enjoyed it. So that is the little bit of faith I have in this movie. But I was reminded of something while watching Kathy and Kenny last night. And that's the MCU is really struggling with, is it required to watch the TV shows or is it not? I feel like they're bouncing back and forth. Some of the events of Deadpool and Wolverine, Kathy was like, I have no idea where this is coming from. Like, what are we doing? Because they reference things from the TV shows. So with this movie here, I do like that it will build off the TV show because maybe it's a movie that's catering more towards the hardcore of us nerds. But as you all know, that is not what gets us sequels. Only appealing to the hardcore never works. So I'm curious to see how this movie does overall. Hoping it's good. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm hoping it's good. However, I'm curious. I am curious. It's all blurry too. That's how you... I had terrible reception in some places, but had to get those posts out. We also had Prime Day. It was 2 days, and I was able to pick up the Shield for $36. Save it for a rainy day. Because as you could see, 1 year for Comic-Con, the squad and I all did variants of Captain America. So maybe we do it again someday, and maybe somebody wants to be Peggy Carter or Captain Carter or whatever. So now we have that Shield too. And I feel like a lot of, actually, Man Collects, we were talking about that in the DMs, how it's like we're all amassing these Captain America Shield collections because they go on sale and they're good quality. So it's like we all have these shields now. So, like I said, for a rainy day, maybe decide to bust out the Cap cosplay. let's, I do want a lot of man. So much. Yeah, building an armory. Building an armory. I did come back to a lot. All these pre-orders were hitting at the same time. The Prime Day delivery of the Cap Shield. And then shout out to Dave's Dimension. I won a raffle over on his stream, the Cure for the Ride stream, I believe. But he tossed in some extras for me. So I got a shirt. I got a new Ghostbusters shirt. And I got 2 different art prints. I got this one here that I've always wanted. And he sent me an autograph, too, from Janine. Laura Summers, right? Sumner? The voice of Janine. So I can add that to my autograph collection. So that was great. Yeah, I gotta love them shields. It's true. Could make a happy office. Yeah, I can make an office of just random Avenger stuff. Let's, we'll stay on Ghostbusters for a second. So a couple, 2 months ago, maybe longer, Mondo teased that we would be getting a Ghostbusters launch of figures in the 1/12 scale from the Real Ghostbusters. Something a lot of us have wanted for a long time. I will not include myself in that because, as you guys know, I'm a newer Ghostbusters fan. But since watching the cartoon, I was like, oh, where are the high quality toys from this? Like in the new age of we're all living in nostalgia and all that stuff. Where are the toys? Didn't exist. So Mondo announces they're doing it. MMPR Mom, good to see you. So we, there you go. Josh said, saw Frozen Empire with the kids this past week. Not terrible. They enjoyed it. All right, good. So, we're coming off of a movie. Typically when you're going into a movie of a franchise, the purchasing, the releases, all that stuff, starts to increase. Movies come out, you go into another lull. So right now we're like in a Ghostbusters lull. There was the announcement of a TV show on Netflix, but there's no like real details on it. So that aside, we're kind of just waiting for Haslabs to drop, which we'll talk about later. But Mondo makes this teaser. In my bingo cards, I had Super 7 as the company that would be making RGB toys. I was like, it'd be great. They have the aesthetic, they have the tools, they have the talent. But alas, Mondo was the first one out the gate. And at San Diego Comic-Con, they finally debuted the line, and it looks great. 6 characters on screen here. You get a pack of 3 with a purchase, and you get 1 Ghostbuster, 2 ghosts. 1 big bad, 1 little bad. The crowd went wild. I went wild. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. However, and this goes into a rant I've been thinking about recording for a long time, and I might still do a separate video. They left the price as TBD. TBD was the price on the displays here. Now, Mondo has been absolutely killing it. When it comes to the 1/6 scale figures. The Batman collection is going amazing. X-Men, amazing. They announced Spider-Man. I'll show that pretty soon. Actually, I'll just show it now. No point holding back on that. Where are you at? Or did I not share that here? I did not. So let me find that. Here we go. Oh, it's weird that none of these images are the new ones. Oh, here we go. So they showed off the Spider-Man figures. Great. Look amazing. Again, 1/6 scale. Those are like your 12-inch figures. So the Ghostbusters line, is going to be their first entry into a line of figures from the cartoons that we love that are going to be 1/12 scale, which is your 6-inch scale figures. And the question was price. What is the price point going to be? And I said originally, I don't know if you guys want to go back and listen. You can do that to fact check me. I did post the DMs about it between Dave and I. I was concerned that the price point of the Ghostbuster figures might be the same price point as these figures. And I wasn't sure how they would do that. Half the size, you figure half the cost. But Mondo figures tend to go for $225, $245, somewhere in there, plus or minus for the size of the figure. But they're in that range, right? We'll just say $250. We'll average it out. Or that's on average, but I'll just say $250. So I was like, I feel like they may want to keep their Mondo pricing of like the $250-ish range. But I don't know how they're going to do that. So maybe they do release something that's $50, $60 if it's going to be premium. And I was so mad to be correct on that. So mad to be correct on that. The next day after the reveal, Pixel Dan, I believe. Did I write it down here? No, but I believe it was Pixel Dan. And I got this via Ghostbusters News because he shared it first, and then we all went to Pixel Dan, saw it on his video or his pictures. Pixel Dan was looking at the display, and they had written in the price points for the figures. So the packs, the multi-packs, are priced at $202. $202. I don't even know where the 2 comes from. Like 200, 199, 202, whatever. And to go back here, that is $202 for example, Slimer, Venkman, and Sam Hain. 1, 2, 3, $202. Egon, Sandman, and the little monster from the intro of the TV show, $202. That's how they got you to that price point. They're like, oh, we're going to give you multiple figures to build out your Ghostbusters collection. And they did announce, to Patrick's point here, they did announce there's going to be individual drops. So you will be able to pick up, Peter, Egon, Winston, Ray, all as individuals. So you don't have to buy the multi-packs. But even as an individual, there's no way that thing is less than $75. No way. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. Where are we now as collectors that we feel like a 3-pack of figures, premium, is worth $202? $200. No mixed media, one body per figure, maybe some head swaps. $200? $200. That is insane. Insane. And if this figure, where was that other photo? I had, let's see. The person who sculpted these he sculpted them as a was it attached here? I don't think so. He sculpted them like as a little like passion project type of thing. And I guess I never shared it. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of the person. Oh. I think it was this guy. He sculpted it a while back, and I think he even showed... Yeah, here you go. You know, he showed like you'd get various accessories and stuff with it. Again, this is just a fan concept. And it came out better than here, by far. But in what way would this here justify more than 50 bones? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, RIP to your wallet. So for as much as I want these figures, I'm going to be out. There's no way. No way. No way. I already struggle with Mondo as it is. I feel like I'm too poor to buy Mondo figures, and they look great, but 200 plus for one giant figure. Again, no soft goods, no I guess you could do some body swaps, but almost no articulation. I mean, there's some arms left and right, all that, but to me, a Hot Toy is more valued at 200 than a piece of plastic at 200. If anything, this should be less. Excuse me, than a Hot Toy. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. So, sadly, unless this number changes, I'm out. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. MMPR says pass as well. Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks. I really want these figures. Really do. But there's no way. There's no way. And I'm curious to see how some of these lines continue as price points continue to increase. And I want to know what you guys do for work. Because I'm watching some of these people. Again, I challenge every major YouTuber out there who's like, buy. Like, show the collections. Show the collections. Because I feel like a lot of people are getting sucked in to like the hype from YouTubers and like buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. And the YouTubers themselves aren't even buying them. Or they buy it, they sell it right away or something like that. Got to show the collection. Got to show it. Because I'm looking at videos from this weekend. People are going all in on waves and collections where the figures are $150, $300 a piece. How? Where? With what money? What money? We'll go back to Hasbro. We'll go back to Hasbro. That was going to be a good transition, but we'll go back. Another fun one was, first of all, NECA finally acknowledged that Tatsu exists, the figure that we talked about on the last episode. And they had Tatsu set up with a bunch of foot soldiers, which is a proper way to display Tatsu. But in the back, somebody noticed this foot soldier was a different sculpt. The face mask is untucked, and he's making this L hand. And it's the same L hand from the Casey Jones pack, or Ultimate Casey Jones. So, looks like we will be getting a Casey Jones foot soldier. I'm pretty excited for that. The only thing that sucks with NECA, whenever Walmart's involved. And unfortunately, the movie line is Walmart. So, it's always a thing. Always a thing. Patrick says, I'm selling the other figures I was hyped for. Yeah, and, you know, it's all right. Like, if people My thing is, if people start amassing a collection and they're like, oh, I'm not into this line anymore. I thought I'd be into it. I don't have room for it anymore. And you want to sell off, by all means. I'm doing that this weekend, actually. There's a toy shop up here. I've been there and I've showed them on the vlog channel, which is kind of dead, I guess. Rolando, good to see you. They're doing a like a buyback day where you drive down, you drive down with stuff. They'll buy it off you. You know, you bring in a whole collection if you want to. So I'm going to bring down a bunch of stuff that I'm just not displaying anymore. It's not out anymore. So that makes sense. But some of these people, I'm like, are you just buying and flipping it right away? Are you even opening things or putting it on your shelf to even look at it? Or is it just like you buy it, maybe you return it. You buy it, sell it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, before we go to Hasbro, let's do one last yeah. To Patrick's point, these are the things that really got me last week. The Outsiders 2-pack from Ringside. I'm probably going to skip it, not going to lie. But I really would love to have the Outsiders figures, but no room. The Healing Chamber from Dragon Ball Z, SH Figure Arts released that, or up for pre-order. 95 bones, a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be. On the fence about it. On the fence. The Batman cowl. The Batman cowl. 100 bones. Battling my demons on that one. Battling the demons. If I had a place to put it, I would buy that. I would buy that for sure. I would love to put that up here and then have the 89 Batman Hot Toy next to it. I won't have room for it. So I think I'm going to wait for some reviews of the cowl. And then if the reviews are good, I know some people saw it at SDCC. So if the reviews are good, I will get it, save it for when I have space. Because I think $100 for that's more than fair. As a display piece, more than fair. But then we got this Hot Toy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yukon Film the House, good to see you. Thank you. Everybody saying hi to each other. Love it. We got this Hot Toy. So this is where things I start to question things, right? And I'm running out of time. Again, a lot of topics to go over. You know, I look like, please tell me Hollywood is done with Batman. I don't think so. Sadly. You know, I look at the Ghostbuster figures at $100-something. Essentially, well, what we know so far, $202 for a 3-pack. And I'm like, Hot Toys can make this thing for $150. For $150. This thing has to be way harder to produce than a small figure. It has to be. And this is amazing. I thought Hot Toys was going to charge like $400 for this. When they announced it, I was like, this puts Hasbro to shame with their Hollow Puck collection. But I was like, this thing's going to be like $400. Easy. $150. $150. 12 inches tall. This is a buy. If you have the space, this is a buy. It's from the movie. You know, it's an iconic scene when he comes up behind Sidious, standing there. So good. And they made it for $150. That's a buy. That's a buy. Hot Toys, you know, at times they do right by us. But that other reveal, man. Where was it? I was looking at it last night. This Vader, again, battling the demons. Having him up there next to Luke and then 89 Batman, chef's kiss. But the price point, $375. Again, it's a bit high. But this makes more sense north of $200 than 3 Ghostbusters figures. That's some crazy. 4 different versions. The top 2 are the same price, but if you get the collector edition, if you get the special edition, you get this like half broken mask, which I think is good. If you can, go for that one. But if you have the extra money, you can go deluxe or deluxe exclusive. So with the deluxe version, you get like this plastic cape, so it holds that position. And then deluxe exclusive, I actually don't know the difference between those two. Usually they tell you. Battle Damage Deluxe version. But I thought this one came on the other. Oh, okay. So the half broken mask comes with either the special or deluxe version exclusive. The regular deluxe does not come with the half broken mask. So I feel like if you're going to go for one of them of each tier, you either go with special or you go with deluxe. Essentially. So good. The photographs you can take of this thing. Man. So to answer this question from Phil, what was my favorite reveal? This wasn't really at SDCC, but it's my favorite reveal of that week. Easily. Ghostbusters, I think, would have been number one if the price point was like just right. That would have won for me. Because I'm like, oh, figures we've all wanted, price point that's easy for even casual people to jump in on. That would have been great. But $202, I'm like, you're ridiculous. You're insane. So to me, my reveal is this one of last week. But I know it technically wasn't SDCC. I'm trying to think if I missed any other reveals. I don't think so. Not toy-wise. I don't think. So, yeah. Sideshow, doing it right. The Maul and this Vader. Now, Hasbro, they announced a new Haslab and instantly backed. I'm not sure if it's the record. I'm going to have to go back and watch old videos and go through my feed. But Hasbro announced the worst kept secret from the G.I. Joe Haslab team, which was the Rattler being announced. Talking about prices again, $325. People are buying multiples. And I tip my hat to you. If you can do that, if you can make that work for you, for your collection, have at it. Once again, this makes a little bit more sense to me than $202 for a couple of Ghostbuster figures. But I've also seen Iron Ken's video where he bought a let me see if I can find it. Where are you at?
Ollie and
so Iron Ken dropped this video of Leonard Core toy line. They have a jet that released, and it's like 50 bones.
Inspiration of this fucking Leonard Corpse jet bomber or whatever. So you know,
but what
the specs are right in the ballpark of the same thing. So as you see this massive ass retail bought, can't forget to throw that out there. This is something that went at retail, and the Rattler is gonna be the same size and shit as this shit. Now on the Rattler, from the nose to the tail, it's a bit longer. It got the Leonard bomber by at least 3 inches, making it shy of 3 feet. But when it comes to the wingspan, the Leonard got a bigger wingspan, going by the specs that they gave of the Rattler when they were showing the renders of the shit. So, you know.
So, and what's up, Geek Strong? Good to see you. You know, you're getting lights, you're getting sounds. Or no, you don't get sounds. I think you just get lights. You're getting 3 figures. But I feel like the price points are just getting to be a bit ridiculous. You know, I think that something like this, yeah, yeah. Yes. I think the price points on a lot of these things are just, they're beyond ridiculous. And I feel like we're, you know, like I said, I want to do a video about this, but I have over there where you at? Like the Batmobile, right? The McFarlane Batmobile, $89, I think, with lights. The Tumbler was also like $89. Came with a figure. I don't think it has lights on it. But the Ghost Rider. Well, how much is Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider. $50 bones. So I'm like, how do you guys get from 50 with a figure and a vehicle all the way up to 325? And I know there's a lot of little accessories here, but some of these are just, reprints, things they've already made. So it's not like you have to go into some new R&D on that. So I don't know how you get to 325 on this, but hey, G.I. Joe's hot. G.I. Joe's hot right now. Fans are loving it. Back in the day, past the first tier, 2 tiers ago, it's going to hit. I'm sure they're going to have to throw in some extras just to try to get some more. But, I feel like these companies at this point in 2024 are really starting to take advantage. Really starting to take advantage. And people are going to break. People are going to break. I don't know when, but they have to. At a certain point, people's wallets have to break. We'll see. But this also has me afraid because we have... Did I share it? I think I just shared it in my stories. We got teasers for the new Haslab, courtesy of... Oh, did he not post about it? That's weird. The Yes Have Some podcast. Let's see. So Hasbro had the YHS podcast up there. Very awkward interaction. But they had them up there and they said, we'll do a Q&A trivia thing. And if you guys get the questions right, we'll give you teasers for the new Ghostbusters Haslab. And this is what we got. So we already know it's going to be an Ecto-1. I think it's going to be an Ecto-1 that's convertible, right? You can convert it. Yeah, convertible into a 1A, I think. I think that will be the smart move because to the point of Ghostbusters news on an episode of Extraplasm, he was like, people would buy two. If it was the same package with the different accessories, people would buy two, display a 1, display a 1A. But when I see this going for $325, again, I'm not, as much as I love the franchise, I'm not paying $325 for a car. I can't do it. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. Not a. Because how much is the? Let's see. $635. $720. All right, so these are like double the cost. But this is a 1/6 scale Batmobile, 2-seaters, lights. I think it's die-cast even. Massive. So you know when you talk about like again the north of $200, you get to like $720. I'm like, this is a big freaking vehicle, man. This is massive. But I feel like for 6-inch scale figures, things in that 300 range, I'm like, I don't. To me, that's 150 maybe. This Rattler to me, 150 maybe, 200 maybe. But it's got me nervous. I think this vehicle is going to be 3-something, and I'm not going to buy it. Because once again, I bought the Batmobile for $89. I would take a super cheap version of the Ecto-1 if it fits the figures for $89 to $100. So I hope they do right by us. I do hope they do right by us. All right, so I'm out of time. Again, there was a lot to talk about today, and even more to discuss. But I do want to end on this. I haven't finished listening to the Hasbro earnings call. It was last week. And you guys know I like to talk about it. But I do want to show this one part because we've talked about this before numerous times. And the collector toy space, I feel like, is in a transition phase. We're getting these really expensive figures. We're getting these crowd funds. And Hasbro continues to say that all their money is being made on digital product. So we've talked about it. We've speculated it. But they finally have admitted that it is digital is kind of where it's at. So what does that mean for your regular figures going forward? I don't know. But I think as time goes on, I feel like these companies are, not Hasbro specifically, but a lot of these toy companies with these high-priced toy figures, I think they're going to eventually start to lose people. Because going forward, it's about digital, not the physical stuff. I don't know. But that's a bit of a ramble. I don't think that made sense. But here, just give it a listen.
Traditional toys position Hasbro to continue to win in digital. I'm not sure if my question makes sense, but it's a very sort of long-term, big picture.
The question that she had was, how does digital and physical, how does Hasbro view them both going forward? Because, like I said, they keep mentioning digital when it comes to profits. Physical, not so much.
Question.
No, I think I get the crux of where you're going.
And that's the CEO, Chris.
And Gina might want to opine as well. You know, when I talk about games, IP, and toys being the core of Hasbro, what I really mean is that's what I think a healthy, great, modern toy company is ultimately going to become. So it's about skating to where the puck is going as opposed to where the puck has been. I think physical products, kids will always be important. But when you look at what the mega trends are inside of the business of play, play is aging up. Play is going more international. It's going more digital. It's going more direct. And partners are becoming more and more important to be able to extend brands into additional aisles, whether that's the toy category or outside of the toy category, and additional experiences. And I think our strategy is all in across each of those. You know, we still have a bit of turnaround work to do on our core toy business. You know, we've been losing some volume on that for the last several quarters. But I feel good about how we're getting our arms wrapped around that, particularly the cost side. I think you're going to see that core toy business start to get to growth in the later stages of Q3 and more decisively in Q4 in 2025. But when I look at the cards that Hasbro has and I look at where the mega trends are in terms of the business of play, I feel really good about how we're positioned and what the long-term prospects for the company is.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just to build, because I think that was an excellent setup. You know, we all owe you a broader conversation about where we're headed, and you know, to come in the new year will be an investor day where we'll sit down and talk through all of this, because our strategy is shifting, as you heard Chris say, and it's following the growth trends, which follow the profit and the business models too. So, I mean, you can see it play through in our results. Where we're headed is a much more profitable place as we're leaning into games and IP. And then all of the effort that we're making on the toy turnaround, our focus there is really on getting back to profitability and getting back to growing share in the categories where we're competing. So I think our IP, our businesses, our brands are set up very well for where we're headed.
Thank you both. Very helpful. Thank you.
So if Hasbro is struggling to profit on physical toys, everybody else must be. And if the price keeps increasing for them to try to get these profits, yeah, I don't know where that leaves us over time. But all right, that's an episode. Feels good to be back. Thank you guys for sticking around. A lot of rambling because there's so many topics. But I'll probably do a couple more videos this week, just kind of specifically on different things. And of course, Thursday, Hair Live, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. But yeah, let me know what you guys are excited for from SDCC. Did you pre-order anything? Did you see Deadpool Wolverine? Are you excited for Brave New Worlds? Are you picking up those Ghostbusters figures? Lots of things were discussed. But like I said, Hair Live this Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. Next Monday morning, of course, 8 a.m. We're back. Nerdy Coffee. 2 different shows, 2 different vibes. Either way, stuck with this guy. New comic review from Anthony this Friday. He dropped 2 in my absence, so there's another one this Friday and then one after that. So stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.
Wow.